Welcome, guys, to this week's topic, which is interests and hobbies. And we're going to focus on the topic of running. We're going to do as we do every week, building up our vocabulary by learning the essential vocabulary in this type of hobby. And then we're going to use this hobby to work on our listening skills. So, check out the listening video after the class. They will build up the repetitions for your brain to be hearing these words and phrases as often as possible, and to build your listening skills, which will also help you to develop your active vocabulary. And then jump on to the reading, where you're going to encounter again more of these words, which is going to help you to never forget them as you encounter them in many different formats. And that's what's going to build your most active vocabulary possible in the shortest amount of time. So make sure you go through all those trainings in the classroom. And here we're going to jump into the running section. So, can you tell me, what are these? These are shoes. Yes, these are running shoes. So these are the kind of shoes we wear for running. And when we get old, when our shoes get old, they become worn down, which is a phrasal verb yesterday. And I bought some new running shoes to go to run in the marathon. What do we call this in English? What do we call this? This is called the track. This is called the track. It's a path or a course that we use specifically for running, and it's something that you'll practice on if you are a runner or a hurdler or someone who's into athletics. Next, when you go running, especially if it's your hobby, you might want to arrange or design a specific type of run that will help you reach a specific destination, and we call that our running route, the path that you're going to follow while you're running. And the usual route that I take would be, and then you could explain your usual running route. Is it around the block? Is it on the track? Or is it in the woods? I prefer to run in nature personally and get off the beaten track. Here we have the water bottle, right? Water bottle, we use this when we're running or we drink at the end of the race. What do we use when we're running as well? Something important, an important piece of equipment might be the watch. Okay, we want to time how long the run takes, and we use the watch to measure, maybe even track how long we took to run. And sometimes with modern watches, smart watches, we can even count calories and work out distances. So the watch is an important tool in the kit of a runner. So this activity is going for a run. Just a simple verb. She loves to run every morning. I love to run. Simple verb. So these people are not running very quickly, as you can see. So what do you call this type of running? We call this jogging. To jog is to run at a slow and steady pace, and you can jog around the block or go for a jog in the morning. It means that you didn't run too fast, okay? What type of running is this one? He is sprinting. The verb to sprint, so he is running very fast for a short distance, and someone who sprints is a sprinter. Someone who runs is a runner. That's right. What should we definitely do after we go running or even before we go running? What's this activity that the runner is doing? He is stretching. To stretch your muscles before you run, especially the older you get, it's important to prevent injuries. So, stretching is extremely important. We should also be aware of our breathing, to breathe deeply while we're running. It's good technique to breathe deeply while running to make sure that you have enough oxygen in your body. So, breathe deeply. Here we have the person who goes running. What do we call this person? I've already mentioned the name. Runner. The runner is the person who runs and they enjoy this activity. Where are they going running? This is horrible. I used to do this when I was playing rugby and playing football for football teams. This was part of pre-season training. Before you begin the season, you had to get your fitness up, and we would run up hills, we called it. So uphill means to go up the slope or the hill that you find in your neighborhood and you run uphill because it's good for building strength in your legs, and also it's great for building your cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is your heart and your lungs, and this is what helps you to be able to run for longer because it helps your body to produce oxygen at a more effective rate. So we can run very fast, the ability to run fast. This is the fastest runner in our group. He is the fastest runner in our group. Or we can run very slow, simple adjectives about how fast or how slow we move. This activity for this runner is very easy. It's not difficult for him. The first part of the trail is a specific type of running place which is designed for running or walking in the mountains. It's usually somewhere outside of the city to be in the nature. And it was easy for him. What about this one? The opposite of easy would be simple, right? Hard. It's difficult and requires a lot of effort. So it was very difficult running in the heat, and that made everything harder. Comparison. So, running when the weather is like this, how would you describe the weather that these runners are running in? The weather is hot, or it is too hot to run outside in the afternoon. What is this guy doing? When we're running, this is often what happens to us. We get very sweaty, especially if it is hot outside. Then we run for an hour, we'll become very sweaty. Great. What should we do before we start running? We talked about stretching, but the specific activity of your muscles becoming warmer, ready for exercise, is warm up. This is a phrasal verb, to warm up, which means to prepare your body for physical exercise by doing light exercises to bring some heat into your muscles so that they don't get damaged. What's the opposite of warm up? After we finish exercise, we want to relax, maybe move softly and gently and stretch at the same time. This is called the cool down. The cool down is the period of time you give yourself to reduce the intensity of your exercise and relax your muscles. How is this person feeling to be finishing their race? She might even be the winner of this race. She is very excited. She is excited to have finished her first race. How is this person feeling? Other feelings, simple feelings that we have: tired, exhausted. Yes, the feeling of needing a rest. After running, we felt extremely. This adverb is good for describing this adjective. This adverb is very good for describing the feeling of tired. Awesome. Next, we have the person who feels proud to have finished their achievement. Finishing a marathon would be a very proud moment for anyone. What do we call this? This is called a running race. These are runners in a running race. The race is the competition to see who can run the fastest. He won the race. If we run not just by ourselves, but we run with someone else, what do we call this person? We call this person our running partner, the person who we run with, the running partner. Good. This is good for motivation to have a running partner, isn't it? Perfect. Also, we can train indoors or outdoors. Here you see the girl using the treadmill to do her running exercise because she needs to do her training session. That's the period of time that we use our exercise for. We are exercising for a period of time, and we would call that normally a training session. This week, I need to do 4 training sessions to make sure that I hit my goals in my running race this year. Perfect. So that is an introduction to some of the basic overview of these words for the topic of hobby of running. We're going to go deeper onto these topics in listening and reading exercises. So check out those lessons in the school platform, and I'll see you in the next lesson.